All right, we're live, guys. We are live. Live. So we got Silverstruck in here this morning.
Hey, guys.
Let's see, we got. Oh, there we go. We just popped. I think we just popped live.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It said 0 people, and I was like, wait, 0. And then it popped in. We got eight or 9 now going. So we got Vegas Stacker. We got Silverstruck. Let's see. Struck is up on the left, if you couldn't guess. Then I'm on the Vegas is on the bottom, and I'm on the upper right. So, but we're all labeled, so I guess you knew that already. So, Mr. Silverstruck, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So
we got a good little crowd. Let me call out the chat real quick before we get started here. Conqueror of Balls, welcome in. Good to see you. Scotty Aquati was up there at the top. Blue Collar was saying, hey, what's up, guys? We have a UK fellow here, fellow stacker, Sandy Millington. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, go check it out. I'll drop a link here in a second. Deathboat from below, Robert Wojciechowski. Silverstruck is also here, of course. Kevin Hawthorne, good to see you. Peter J as well, good to see you from down below, mate. And I think we're all caught up. Short little list there this morning so far.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we got 9 people in the room right now. So how's everybody's Saturday morning going?
This is Saturday evening for me. Oh wait, Friday evening for me.
Friday evening? No, it's definitely Saturday morning, trust me. The sun is up.
It is up. I do see that.
Yeah. So
Silverstruck, looks like you have a nice display of Engelhard products up there.
Yeah, I put together a display of mostly Engelhard. You got some Johnson Mattheys, few off refiners that you don't see as much, you know. Nevada Coin Mart in there. I've got Academy, Big Omega Bar right over there. So, but mostly JM and Engelhard today.
Nice.
What is the 25 ounce one there at the bottom with the T on it?
That's Omega.
Okay.
Yeah, 25 ounce Omega.
Very cool.
Yeah, pick that up and show it. It's a large one, 25 ounce.
That. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the one next to it. That one is awesome.
That's an odd one. You don't see those often. That is a T-Fox.
Oh, wow.
You guys ever heard of T-Fox?
No.
I've never heard of them, no.
Yeah, this thing's a brick. So pretty interesting. You don't see those often. So I figured I'd bring that out. Something different, you know?
It looks like they just chopped it off a big like Comex bar or something.
Yeah,
it does have some striation marks on it. Here's the back of it, the reverse, and then you can see it's kind of more of a machine bar.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you got your Engelhard across the back row there, right? You said those are all proofs there, or?
Yeah, this is the complete set of proofs, all slabbed and graded from Annex. Very hard set to put together. Engelhard struck 8 proofs. There's only one in the group that isn't really part of the set, which is this one over here. It's an Everest round. So again, hard to find round, but it's kind of a proof-like, if you will, not necessarily a proof, has the eagle reverse. But the rest of the set is all your Engelhard proofs from your easier dates to your harder dates. Of course, the hardest to find being the 1988 Summit Bancorp round, which is this guy right here. Even though the mintage is at 100, it's not the lowest mintage, but it's definitely the hardest to find.
So the mintage of that is 100. I wonder actually how many survived. Do you think most of them, or?
No, I think very few. It's nobody would have known what that round was in the early 90s or late 80s, because it was basically commissioned by Summit Bancorp for the employees of that bank, and so they were given out. So I would imagine not too many of those people actually kept the round. back in the day. I've only seen, I think, 3 total. Mine and a few other collectors that I know have them, and this one's also my lowest PF at 62 because it was clearly chucked in a generic bin for a while. So it's all scraped up and everything. So it's kind of interesting hunting these rounds and finding them. I didn't actually find that one in the wild. A person who watches the channel reached out to me and offered it for sale, and so that's how I was able to acquire that. So thanks to the community here,
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Like, where do you shop? You have local coin shops. You have shows. Where do you do most of your acquiring?
2 local coin shops is what I use routinely, and then every once in a while I'll go to a show. But we don't have up here in New England. We don't have the shows that you guys have out west. The fun show down in Florida and the coin shows you're talking about in Nevada. We just don't have that kind of breadth of coin show over here. So we have, some coin shows to come through, and I do go to those. And then obviously you can do a lot through the community. I've done a lot of trading over the years. That's how I've acquired quite a bit of the silver that you see here. And other than that, you have your specialty sites like Mineral X. You can go there, but of course, I don't know if you guys use Mineral X at all auctions, but the premiums on those bars are quite high now. I think vintage really has caught on quite a bit, getting more into the mainstream.
I know you mentioned Mineral X to me. We had done some emailing back about 6 or 7 months ago when I acquired that JM bar. Let me show it. Give me 1 second. Okay, so yeah, this is that. It's a 20-ounce JM. And you pointed out a couple of cool things on this bar. Do you remember this one or?
I can't remember. I'd have to go through. I get asked for research on bars quite a bit. But I remember that it's a special bar. I just can't remember exactly all the details on it. Why don't you refresh my memory there?
Sure, yeah. It has serial number left, which is, they couldn't even give a count on that, but I think you said at the time it was less than 5% of the bars have the serial number left. Most of them have serial number right.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a reverse impression anomaly on it.
Yep. Okay, I remember this bar now. Yes, that's a very special 20-ounce jam bar you have there.
So I sent images of it to all Engelhard, and they were very interested in it at first. And then it kind of just died out. They didn't really pursue it after that. I offered up, I'll say I'll take high-res photos of it if you want to put it on the page or whatever. But didn't really get very far with them, unfortunately. But
all-Engelhard.com, I mentioned them in a ton of videos. It's my favorite reference site. But they're volunteers. They don't get paid for what they do, and they're just like guys like you and I that are collectors. Right. And they just don't have the resources oftentimes. So I have the same problem with AE. I have to send multiple emails sometimes. You can put something together that's very definitive. That's usually the best way to communicate with all-Engelhard.com is put a lot of thought and effort into your email, get your point across. Don't be too long-winded. Bullet points. This is the bar. What do you think? And typically, the more concise and an email with good information is going to get you the better result.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The first email I sent, basically, I just did. I outlined it the way you outlined it to me, and they were extremely interested in it. And the second email back was, okay, let me know if you want high-res photos or whatever. I'll take photos and send them off to you. And then I never heard anything back after that. It was kind of weird. But, like you said, they're just volunteering and doing their thing. So
you might want to send them a follow-up email at some point, and I'm sure they'll respond to you. An interesting, circling back to Mineral X, though, is what I really like about that site, believe it or not, is that my second favorite resource, even though they're an auction site, you can go in their past auctions, and the amount of bars that have been auctioned off, if you have any question on what you're stacking or what you're collecting, you can use that as a live archive. and refer back to those bars that have come through there. It's an amazing resource, really, so you can compare and contrast different bars. Very helpful.
Nice.
So Conqueror of Balls says he had a quick question. So were all the Engelhard proofs produced specifically for banks?
No, just that one was produced for a bank. The rest were just some, I believe, were given to Engelhard employees. I once met someone who used to work for Engelhard Canada, and he says that they got the Engelhard Canadian round as a gift. I don't know if that was for all of them or just maybe management. So that would be the only undated Engelhard proof. This one right here. You can see no date, and it's the only one with a goose on it, so you can definitely tell.
Yeah.
The Canadian.
So now, did you get those graded on your own, or were they graded when you found them?
Nope. I've got every single one of these came to me raw, and over the years I've sent them all out for grading. Partly because I'm not really too interested in the grade. I really wanted to make sure they were going to be preserved and protected. And you know, as a collector, I want everything to be uniform. Of course, that's how a lot of us operate, with a touch of OCD. So the whole set matches here. And the lowest mintage of all of them is actually this one right here. So this is the key date of the series. This is the 1984. This one happens to be in PF 68. And this one here has a mintage of 50.
Now, did they have two reverses on that 84 as well, or did they choose just the one reverse?
Excellent question. The 84 was just in the big E reverse. So that's how they chose to do the proofs. Matter of fact, when you're talking about reverses, and I've mentioned this in a few videos past, the first time the Eagle was actually used wasn't on the 1984 standard production round. It was actually on the 1983 proof.
Oh, okay.
And so in 83, see if I can, I'm operating upside down here on my end. There we go. So here's a pair of 83s. And you can see one is the Eagle reverse and the other one is the big E. See the obverse. See 1983s. So pretty interesting. So the very first, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, go ahead. No.
I was just going to say that the very first time the Eagle was actually used happened to be on the back of that 1983 proof ahead of the standard production rounds for 84.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if they were just like testing it out, you know, to see. But I would imagine that the dies, though, would be much different for a proof than for a standard round.
There's some differences in the frosting for sure. They probably did use different dyes, but of course, as we know, for those of us that came in from the numismatic world into bullion and then ultimately collecting vintage, they just have to polish the dies to really produce a proof, right? Yeah. So they probably did use different dyes just because the frosting is that much different. You can see ripples in the water are different from the standard production rounds. Give an example, except for the 88, which I think the 88 is a clear example of where they probably didn't use a different dye. So let's check out the ripples in the water from the 88 to, what am I holding here? Let me look real quick. 85. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but see how the ripples in the water are completely different.
It's hard to see.
Like the 85 almost looks like bigger ripples, and the 86 or the 88 almost looks like smaller, closer ripples, maybe.
No, but let's see if I can use. Let's use a standard production round versus a proof. Of course, the plastic doesn't help, right? Because it's kind of hard to see. But the ripples are a lot more pronounced and separate, and on the proofs they're a lot more matte, except for the 88. So they probably used, I'm guessing, they probably used a 1987 dye for the obverse. Just changed the date because it doesn't have the same frosting finish that the rest of them have.
Oh, okay. So
what got you into? Oh, go ahead, Blue.
No, go ahead.
So what got you into collecting the prospector rounds?
That's a great question. I think I began more interested when I found out about the scarcity of the 1983. That's really kind of got me interested. Was the key date of the standard production rounds 83. All the mintages are the same for all the standard production rounds, but it was just kind of the more YouTube videos you watch, the more you pay attention to vintage. You get these little mini collections that might make you interested in something. Of course, if you're a collector, you're more interested in something that's a little bit more rare, harder to get. And so that's how I became interested in the prospectors. Be honest with you, when I first got into collecting vintage, I went by the prospector, just like I considered it generic, just like anybody else would consider it a generic round. And now it's my favorite.
That's interesting because the 83 is what got me into collecting the little set I have. I just have the regular ones and not the whole set or anything. But I had picked up an 83 at a coin shop here locally, and it was actually like $1 or $2 over spot at the time. And I did a video on it, and everybody was in the comments. They're like, "You better. That's a great one to have," because I didn't know anything about it. And so I went back and I got the rest of them. I think I got 10 at the time or something. However many they had, I went back and bought them all.
Yep. It's really interesting still to this day that the 83 is that scarce, considering the vintage numbers. And the premiums on them today are crazy, but years ago you could find those in generic bins along with the rest of the dates, just grouped in there with the 84s and 82s and all of that. So having a scarcity kind of sparked my interest, and it just helped me go down a vintage rabbit hole that I've never recovered from.
So you say scarcity, though. How scarce are the 83s in comparison to the rest of the group?
Well, no one really knows. That's the thing, is you have to talk about what survived, how many might have been melted down or in bad shape, destroyed, that sort of thing. So there's no real way to know. Even the mintage numbers from all-Engelhard.com, you have to be careful because if you read about how they actually come up with the mintage numbers, some of them they may have exact numbers from firsthand accounts or documents that were found and so on and so forth, but not all of those numbers are exact. Still a wonderful resource though.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of blown away because actually I have one of Vegas's 83s. He sold one to me, and I think you sold one to LBS as well, right?
I did a trade with LBS, yeah.
Oh, it was a trade, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
traded.
The last one that I was missing out of the regular ones, and that was cool. Actually, I was missing the 86 and 87, which I got at that show, and then I got this one. So, yeah, that was cool. That was really cool. I never knew how rare the 83s were, or how coveted they were, if you will. But God, I'm sorry.
I actually traded away 2 of them at the Vegas coin show to the same lady 2 different times, I believe. And it was for, I ended up getting 2 ounces back for the 83. So I was happy. Turned 1 ounce into 2.
Yeah, what is the premium normally run on those? Do you know?
On the 83s?
Yeah.
Oh, they range. Oftentimes on eBay, that's a good indicator. Not that everybody wants to pay eBay prices, but you often see them going for $80, $90, $100, at least in the past. I'm not sure if there are any listed right now to be able to check out. And back to some of the other auction sites, is I've seen complete original tubes of 83s available in the past.
Wow.
And those are pretty impressive. I haven't grabbed one myself. The only complete tube I have is this one right here of 84s.
Are they Big E or Eagle?
You know what? I haven't popped that open in a long time. The way Engelhard works is they overfill the tube. So let me see if I can pop this out without actually exploding it.
Yeah, don't damage it.
On eBay, they're going anywhere from, the 83s are going anywhere from 75 to $90.
So these are the Eagle reverse.
Wow.
Yeah.
And those are all BU condition. They're all brand new, huh?
Original tube. So they put 25 in a tube and they filled it past the rim. So there's 2 rounds sticking over the rim. So that's, if you're ever looking for an authentic tube that really is original round, it's not just somebody that bought a tube online, which you can do, and filled with prospectors. So there's nothing wrong with that. But this particular tube is original, right from the factory. All the same rounds that came with that tube are in there today.
Right.
So now I'm guessing you've been collecting for quite a while.
Not as long as you think. I came through again, from the numismatic world. When I was younger, I had gold, and then I rediscovered stacking. I didn't even know it was called stacking. I found YouTube in 2018 and got into vintage 2018, 2019. And back then, which wasn't, what's that, 6-7 years ago. So it's not, not too long ago, but just in that short period of time, there wasn't really a vintage market per se,
Interesting. Mark Samuelson says he has 7 original tubes.
I don't doubt it. Mark is an avid collector and has one heck of a stack. It doesn't have he's not a content creator, but I've talked to Mark quite a bit, and he's shared bits of his collection here and there. So, Mark, do you know what years you have there?
He says 5 of them are filled.
Oh, so he has 7 original tubes, and he's filling. So he might be filling those as he collects, which is another way to go about it for sure.
Yeah. That's cool. That's interesting. Yeah, you fill up each year as you get them. Yeah.
It's a great way to do it. And the tubes themselves are hard to find, and I've seen them go for $100 for an empty tube before on eBay. So I have one empty tube in my collection that I found, believe it or not, at a coin shop just sitting there randomly. I think they just handed it to me. They're like, yeah, you can have the tube. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
So I was very excited for that.
So he says he has all but the 83 and 87.
And, the 83 and 87, obviously 83 being the key date, 87 is right behind it. Again, same vintages, but for some reason, the 87s are the second least to survive, let's say.
It's the semi-key date, they say, right?
Yeah, it's semi-key date. I mean, who knows? It could be a key date, but I do see more 87s than 83s out there.
Wasn't long ago. It might have been 4 months ago since I've been to the one coin shop here, but they had a tray of prospectors that they've had for over a year, and I think they had a couple 87, and then the other just common date. But like they wouldn't come down on the price at all on them, which was crazy. And they sat there for over a year that I know that they were in there.
So the 2 coin shops that I go to refuse to put any Engelhard prospector, easy date or hard date, out for sale at all. They won't do it. So
you just hoard them?
Yeah, you have to know they're there. Which is bizarre to me because they could sell them. Even the easy dates would sell fairly quickly if collectors go in there. But having rapport with these coin shop owners are key because they're a lot of them are collectors themselves, and they're not going to let certain pieces out of their sites. So, buying a lot from a local coin shop and then selling and having that transaction history, proper store etiquette, which is very important. Very, very important for a collector, because then you're going to be able to kind of pry some of these pieces away from those coin shop owners.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, they're holding on with both hands. It's like, and a lot of them are probably older guys too. They've been around for a long time, and there's not that many young people in stacking that they can really feel comfortable passing it along to.
Yeah, I mean, I hang out at the coin shop every once in a while, and I've got to tell you, in this area, we've seen some younger people come in. You're right, though. Most are older. So the older crowd definitely is more plentiful than the newer generations. But I have seen young guys in the coin shop, and that always makes me happy to see that at least some of the next generations are doing it or stacking.
Yeah, I was just over in my local coin shop yesterday, and there was a young couple in there, and it was cool to see a couple. They were just going through and picking out a bunch of stuff, and Obviously, they had knowledge. They knew what they were looking at, and it was cool because I'm going to say they were probably in their mid-20s, maybe.
And they were stacking as a team, as a couple.
Right, exactly, which is great. That's you don't see that very often.
My wife could care less about stacking anything silver, gold, or otherwise.
Yeah, my wife, she does have a collection, but her criteria for picking stuff up is it has to be cute. If it's not cute, she won't buy it. Yeah, I'm not being funny. Yeah, I'm being literal. She's like, oh,
I know. I know you are exactly true. I know your wife.
Yeah, man. So
Mark Samuelson says he's up to 185 prospectors.
Oh, wow.
That's a heck of a prospector. He has to go for 200 now. He's in it. He has to get to the next level. He's 185.
Of course. Sandy Millington, who's the UK guy, he makes a great point, a great thing. He says hardly, and we had a stat collector from the UK on, was that last Saturday, I believe, or last Saturday. We're fortunate to have coin shops because in the UK, he says there's hardly any coin shops in the UK. Just an occasional get lucky at antique shops. So they do a lot of their either peer-to-peer through their Stacker social Discord or what they call, what was it, trunk sales?
No, boot
sales.
Yeah, boot sales.
Was it boot? Yeah, which is like a U.S. flea market.
Basically, it's a trunk. It's like a flea market is what we call a flea market. Yeah.
So we're fortunate to be able to have coin shows and coin shops and stuff. Coin Sense and Nonsense, good to see you in here this morning. We got AGAU Addict, Silver Cigars. Let me see who else showed up. Yasmel Rodriguez is here. Mark Samuelson, of course, we're talking about his. Peter J, welcome in. Sobriety and Silver stops in. Trying to scroll through. Sorcerer Stan was in here as well. Nice little crowd this morning. Thank you for joining us this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Bean Becky, speaking of ladies, Bean Becky is in the house as well. Great to see you. And I think I saw Littlefoot pop in and said he might be back. Rob Numismatics is in here. Thank you, everybody, for waking up bright and early with us.
Good crowd.
Yeah, we had Numismatic Stacker in here last week, and I'd like to try and get him on the show. He's an interesting character. I really like his videos. You follow him, Numismatic Stacker?
Oh, of course. Yeah, he has a lot of really, really deep knowledge on VAMs and eras.
Yes.
Coins, and it's just amazing what he knows. And of course, these days I haven't been into coins nearly as much as vintage bars, but I watch most of his videos for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, he kind of got me tuned into the existence of VAMs, but the guy that actually turned me on to how to find it, because I had no clue, was FG Stacker.
Yep.
He took about a half hour of time. We went over it on the phone, and he showed me how to look them up. And it's kind of, like the way they got it laid out, it's pretty simple to find them. But I had no idea, and it was just invaluable education he gave me that night.
Yeah, we went over it a little bit, and I remember we brought it up and we were talking about it. It's interesting. There's a lot to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a couple of coins that I'm sending in with VAMs noted, and we'll see if I get the designation. But they're not super valuable VAMs, but it can't hurt to have it on the slab,
Yeah, of course, and some of those go for a premium. The Spitting Eagle, for example, for the Carson City series, sounds really cool, but it's actually the more common coin out of that. What's that? I think it's 1891, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Now, are you a collector of Morgans as well, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I almost brought out specifically. I like to narrow down collections to specifics. So I have all 13 of the Carson City coins struck, almost all of them in mint state.
Wow.
Yeah, I could bring that out, but I'd have to tear apart half the room to get to him.
Yeah, no.
Somebody had a good question. Where did it go? So what are your top 3 favorite, AGAU Addict says, what are your top 3 favorite bars struck? And what's your number 1 on your list right now? Your to get list.
Number 1 to get list. Believe it or not, I don't have a first or second series 10-ounce Engelhard bar, and that's been grinding at me a little bit. Those are very hard to get now. The real early bars, I have 3rd series and some 5th series bars. The only 1st series bar I have is this one right here. And see if I can pick it up without dropping it. This here is a 1st series 100 ounce 6-digit. So really a lot of character, a lot of pour lines. Not sure if they'll come through on camera, but this is my only 1st series bar. So being an Engelhard collector, as he knows, you want the more rare that you can get, the harder to find. And so that would be, I don't have a specific 10-ounce bar, but a 1st series would be great in a 10-ounce. And also doing a little bit better with not having, I don't have a 3-ounce or super rare 5-ounce Engelhard. So I still have a lot of collecting ahead of me. So that's what's on my shopping list, really, what I'm looking for, but those are tough bars to find.
Yeah. I think Dub actually whipped out a 1st series last night, didn't he? In his,
I was getting ready for work while I had that on, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because he said it was from the 60s, so maybe it was another bar that he was showing that was older. I thought he said he had a 1st series there, though.
There's some older stackers that have had some. Anybody remember Mailman AG? What was Scully? Do you guys remember him at all?
I've heard of him, but I wasn't familiar with him.
Before he stopped making content, he actually sold he was getting older, so he sold his vintage collection completely and transferred it into gold in case something happened to him. His wife would have an easier time liquidating. And he had prototypes from multiple different refiners in there, including Engelhard. So being a collector for so long, you run across these guys that, something like a standard waffle back would be pretty much just a standard production bar to those guys, So you just don't, it's amazing some of the rarities that can be found out there.
So now what are your favorite bars then?
Favorite bars on the table. I brought out a lot of the more rare ones for you guys. So I'd say this one right here. This is a mintage of about 50. So this is a Engelhard with a Silvertown counter stamp. And if you note how the P series is done as a P leading prefix, you can see it's stamped just like an Engelhard bar is going to be stamped. So it has that same font used. So this one here is an actual Engelhard. So that's a very, very difficult one to get. So I'd say that's probably my favorite bar on the table. Tied with that one, we'll go to a Johnson Matthey. This one here is Johnson Matthey London. It's an old poured bar.
Yeah, wow.
Cool. That's another good one right there. Hard to say. I can't remember the mintage on that one. I have to look it up again and see. But that's a hard bar to get. You don't really find those out in the wild too much. And then other than that, these 2 Johnson Mattheys right here, those are also mintages of 50. You're talking about your 20-ounce bar with a serial number on one side. What makes these rare is the serial number being on the side that they're on. But typically on your Johnson Mattheys, it will say 1 kilo. This one says 1 kg.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Isn't it pretty wild, the differences you can find out there?
Yeah, it's amazing how, one company could have all these different variants,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Depends on who showed up for work that day.
I know, that's right. That could be. There's also errors, which were, I've talked about recently in a video, reverse convex, which is the only reverse convex I brought out happens to be this one if I get my fingers in there. So reverse stamping, kind of like your 20-ounce JM bar there. Yep. So we have it right here along the top. That's a waffle back. So pretty neat. And then another error bar that's not, I don't think it's as rare as we think it is, but it's definitely a bar to have, would be the X8 error bars. And there's another more rare one, which is an X9. These are 3rd series bars here. So you can see right here, a little bit, where I'm backwards on the camera. Where am I going to point? Right here. See that stamping? That's a partial 8 and partial X.
Wow.
And where does that, did they figure out where that comes from? Like, how is that made?
Yeah. I emailed back and forth with AE on that several times. And basically, it's a rotary stamp where they just didn't get a clean stamp mark in it. So the numbers were pressed in, but that X8 in this type of impact stamping they're used appears where it shouldn't have. That's about the best explanation I can give on the fly.
Now I noticed.
He must have heard his. Oh, go ahead, Blue.
No, I was going to say I noticed when you were going to pull out that Engelhard bar, you grabbed that other little coin and you just kind of tossed it off to the side. Is that a gold Engelhard or?
Oh, these?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are gold.
Yeah, I noticed you just kind of picked that up and were like, clink, you tossed it off to the side when you were picking up the other Engelhard bar.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just like, oh man, that's the gold. Look what he's doing.
It's just gold. I mean, come on.
No respect for the gold.
Big deal. He's striking silver. Yeah. Dub C must have heard us talking about him because he popped in. Along with 365 Days of Silver, who says, Silverstruck, can we see the 4th down from the top on left-hand side close up, please?
All right, so I'm backwards here. So is it this one?
I'm thinking he's talking about over on the side where this the green essay holder is.
Okay, so this is a palladium bar.
1, 2, 3, 4. So the one up from the 1 ounce bar, I'm thinking.
This one?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the one he's talking about. I feel like I'm at the donut shop. No, not that one. That one.
Oh, the toned one?
Oh, this one right here? This is the only bar on the table I don't think I've done a video with yet. This is a toned RMC bar, B leading prefix, B series. And it has an interesting reverse. I haven't really finished studying it yet. So it has it's a plain back with border. And if you take a look at this one here, you can see it's more square. It's not so flattened. See how the contour of this bar is different from here, but they're both B series bars.
Wow. There's so much like subtle differences between some, and it makes so much of a difference, though.
Yeah, it looks like the one on the bottom there looks like it went through hell. Not just the color of it. I'm not talking about the color, but even the edge and stuff. It looks like it's less refined or less. It looks like it got beat up a little bit. Where the other one looks a little bit more. Maybe it's just the color of it.
I'm pretty sure it's the coloring because it's severely toned, and it's funny because I picked these up at different times. This one was collected years ago. This one was actually probably 3 or 4 months back, and at the time that the store had probably 10 of these bars, and I didn't have enough cash on me, so I just snagged one. By the time I went back, they were all gone. So this is the one bar of that group that I happened to snag.
Yeah, that's the story of everybody's life, right? You walk in one day and it's like you go back the next day and it's gone.
Well, I mean, sometimes you don't have enough, fiat on you to be able to collect some of this stuff. You might think you're doing well, put a $500 in your pocket. Next thing you know, there's $2,000 worth of silver you didn't know you needed.
Yeah.
Dub C gives you high praise. He says, "Take notes, everyone. Silverstruck is the man."
Oh, that's very high praise coming from Dub C. We all know he has one heck of a collection and very, very detailed knowledge on what he presents too. So love watching Dub C.
Yeah. So 365 wanted to know the size of that bar, the toned bar. What was the weight on that one?
That's a 10 ounce.
Okay, so it's straight 10 ounce. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then Robot Toaster says, does condition affect the value at all? Because
Wow, that's a good question. Does condition affect the value? If it's a more easy bar to collect, yes. So if you have, let's pick on one of the bars I don't have here, which is just a simple pressed Engelhard. If you find those in pristine condition, they're probably going to do better for you with getting that money back or getting a premium for selling it later on if you had to sell, than one that's beat up, because they're more common. So because they're more of a common bar, then you're kind of collecting condition rarity, to pick another term out of the numismatic world. So condition the condition is the rare part, a great specimen, if that makes any sense. You guys follow?
Yeah, no, definitely, yes. Yeah. So the less rare it is, the more condition matters.
Exactly. So if it's a more common or easier bar to get, then it might be a little bit more rare and very good shape. A lot of these older poured bars, there's really no condition at that point. I mean, they're beat up for the most part. They have old pour lines, pour marks, that sort of thing. So which is, for us, that's character, right? That's what you want to see out of an old poured bar. But there's no real way to judge whether one's better than the other, unless, I don't know, somebody from 1965 put it in a plastic bag and never touched it, then maybe that would just be a pristine example. But a rare bar is a rare bar in any condition. And part of going back to these prospectors, this 88, like I was saying, this one's my most beat up of all the proofs, but it's the most valuable because it's the hardest to get. So it has absolute rarity. And the condition on this in a PS62 is my worst condition round.
Right. And just if you could share with us, those slabbed proofs, what do they go for? What is the market on those?
They're pretty insane. I don't know how to value the 88 right now, to be honest. So I'll pick on the 80, the 84. I purchased from Three Toes, actually. So there's that round's probably, I've seen many examples on eBay for as high as 4,000. Oh, so I'd say they're probably solidly between 2,000 and 3,000 to be realistic, to come down from those sky high eBay ask prices that you see. So I'd say that some of these rounds on the table for just 1 ounce or $2,000 to $3,000.
That's amazing.
Those are some serious collectors. AGAU Addict also says, I have a prefix with border. We need to talk struck.
Prefix with border. Okay. He's talking about the RMC bars.
A prefix.
Which is, what's great about this community is the RMC bars are an area of my weakest knowledge. I've learned more from AGAU and others here in the comment section of my own videos and so on and so forth. I didn't even know there were different prefixes until these guys chimed in. And it's only been recently that I've really paid attention to the RMCs, to be honest with you. And there's prefixes you can collect, A being the oldest, then B, C, and D. There may or may not be an E prefix. They're bars. I have 1 ounce and 10 ounce bars. I'm not sure if they did a 5 ounce. So there's a lot to know. And this community is such a huge resource and a wealth of knowledge. It pays to pay attention in the comment sections of a lot of these videos, not just my own.
Now, Dub C had another question. He said, do you collect non-Engelhard Silvertown?
Do I collect non-Engelhards? Yes. So I actually brought out an example. Great question, Dub C. So here is a Silvertown that is an actual Silvertown bar here. This one's not that rare, but it's their version of the waffle back, actually. You can kind of see the waffling, but it's more of a square, like a honeycomb, if you will. So just different than the Engelhard. Let's see if I have. The funny part about Engelhard waffling is there are different levels. So I'll be careful with this gold now. It'd be nice.
Yes, please be careful with that.
There are different levels of waffle. Some are more pronounced than others. So let me see if I can get. Here we go. So here's a really waffled waffle back versus the honeycomb Silvertown bar.
Right.
Cool.
but I don't have a lot of authentic Silvertown. Here's one interesting thing. I thought I had a really rare 50-ounce Silvertown. I still have it. I almost brought it here for you guys to see. And as a lot of you vintage guys are going to know, the authentic Silvertowns have the 999 fine spelled out, and the retro bars, which look vintage, say FS instead of fine.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that on. Actually, I think I saw that on Kansas Kid had a video. I believe it was him. You ever do that? You watch like 100,000 videos. You don't know who said what, but I think it was him.
There's several of us that have said that, yeah, and Kid being one of them. I remember that video actually, because I think I talked him back and forth on that bar. So Silvertown, I don't have a lot of really old Silvertown. I think I have a 5-ounce somewhere, but this is the 10-ounce I brought just to compare and contrast an original Silvertown made product here and a Engelhard counter stamp Silvertown. That's why they're side by side. Good eyes.
I found one of the 5-ounce ones and it had fine on it, and that's one that I added to my collection. And I didn't know that either until I forgot where I think I might have did a video on it, and somebody pointed it out that the fine means that is the vintage, and the FS means that it's just more common earlier or not later date, I should say, I guess.
Yeah. So
AGAU Addict points out a good thing too. That's the only, well, it's not any longer, but it was the only complete set of proof prospectors known to exist. We were talking about that earlier.
Well, it was when it was first put together. This is and was the only complete set, and it still is the only complete set and slabbed and graded. But there's, like we were saying, like I was talking about with you guys backstage before we went live. There's a lot of collectors that email me. I get a lot of emails from private citizens that aren't on YouTube, and there are some of these collectors that are very, very serious. And I knew there were two guys behind me, both looking for the 1988, which is why I say that's the, even though it's the second highest vintage tied with one of the 83s, it's the definite key of the series, even over the 84 at 50, because you can still find the 84 at 50 vintage, but you just can't get those 1988s. And so I knew it was going to be a short period of time before these guys, one of them came up with one, and so they did. So now it's the first set put together, but it's now one of two.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it'll soon be one of three, because I know the other guy is going to eventually to tear apart every coin show he can until he finds the 88.
You would think that everybody would know about it at this point, and if you do find it, it's going to cost you dearly.
Yeah, yes and no, but it depends if you're viewing things through the eyes of a collector or through the eyes of somebody just moving an ounce of silver. And that's, for me, a lot of the fun still, is that a lot of these dealers and sometimes individuals just see an ounce of silver as an ounce of silver. They don't understand, the rarity behind them, or flat. In some cases, they just don't care. They flat out don't care. So,
right, yeah.
To a collector though, it's sacrilegious, right?
But I know the guys you're talking about. It's like silver is silver. Like, I would imagine that, and this is no knock on this guy at all, but I would imagine that Brian Vermillion would probably, look at it as an ounce of silver. He's not a collector. He doesn't, he just looks at it like, how much do I got to pay for it, and what can I make on it?
Yep, absolutely.
So
that's funny you say that, blue collar.
They really are, and like I said, it's no knock on him, because he's obviously doing something right. He's got a great business up there.
It's funny because the guy that we bought those Liberty rounds from last year at the coin show.
Yes.
I was at his table, and he had some more there, and I was going to ask him for the price. And man, that show was busy. But the lady asked me, she says, this guy has some stuff to sell. And he's like, well, what's he got? And so he goes over there, and the guy's like, I have some premium stuff here. He's like, I don't buy premium, and just walked away from the guy. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, it was like, it reminds me of like that. He's just like, no, I don't want the premium. I'm good.
That's funny. Yeah, he had a very nonchalant attitude and very dismissive, actually. And that's the reason we really didn't want to buy anything from the guy, but he had what we wanted,
And he knows that, and that's why he acts the way he does. And
yeah,
he just doesn't want to be bothered.
You could tell just by that answer, he didn't even want to look at it. Like maybe he doesn't understand the value of it, or maybe he was worried about getting screwed. Like, if somebody came up and said, "Oh, I'm telling you, this is worth $2,000," he's not going to fork it out because he doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't want to look it up and be bothered with it.
Yeah. I can't imagine with all the resources out there that exist today that people would still, like, even if grandpa left you that coin and you had no idea what it was worth, you'd still take a picture of it and put it on Google Lens and find out that maybe it's worth 4 figures. Like, who would, maybe a crackhead would sell it? I don't know. For silver value?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it. So Robot Toaster says, "What's the oldest bullion or coin in your collection?" That's a good question.
Oldest bullion or coin? Well, that's pretty easy. I'm into, and I don't do YouTube videos on it, just simply because it's just not a popular category, along with shipwreck silver. But I'm into ancient coins just because of the fascination that you can have a coin from, the time of Jesus or before. It's just amazing the amount of people that might have actually used a coin like that in common transactions back in the day. So ancient coins for sure, and I have some coins that are BC. So that would definitely be the oldest silver that I have in the stack and collection. As far as ingots go, believe it or not, I don't know the exact years of a lot of this stuff. I know I have a lot of bars from the 80s, some from the 70s, and I think I have some bars from the 60s. I would say this would be the biggest contender right here. The Johnson Matthey London bar, I think, would probably be the oldest actual ingot that I have on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Although I couldn't tell you a year,
Very cool. Peter J says, "I'm hoping that Silverstruck offers a comment about sunshine mining."
Sunshine, how's it going, Peter J? He's a big sunshine mining fan. A comment about sunshine mining. Man,
maybe that's an inside joke or something.
Well, yeah, he does. He loves his sunshine mining, and so do I. But I didn't bring any sunshine out to show. I've done a couple videos on him in the past, and I have a pretty good sunshine collection. But I'm chasing. Well, here we go. Here's a comment, Peter J. And for those of you that do not collect sunshine mining, the rare key dates are from about 1993 to 1999. So a lot of people don't know that. Sunshine Mining produced those dated rounds, those dated 1 ounce rounds into the mid to late 90s, all the way until the millennial round at the year 2000. So for those of you interested in Sunshine Mining 1 ounce round collections, putting a date set together the same way you put a date set together for the Engelhard Prospector or, say, A-Mark rounds, which are also dated. A lot of fun, kind of like coin collecting. Almost impossible to get those mid 90s to late 90s rounds. There's one gentleman who offered me one. I'm not going to name him, and I think it was like a 1998, and he wanted $475 for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love sunshine, but there's not that much.
Yeah.
not $500 an ounce, unless it's something like insane, not just a dated round.
All right, you don't have to name his name, but is he in the room with us right now?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
AGAU says, "Yep, hardest to get." He says he's only missing the 96 and 97.
Good for you, AGAU. That's I've got sequential all the way up to 1993 now, and then of course the millennial round. So missing 94 through 99, and AG is in the same area of New Hampshire I am. He's not far from me anyway. We're both in the same state, and we both notice a lot of 1991 sunshine mining rounds, and for me 1990s. And for a while I was ignoring them, but now I'm just picking them up instead of leaving them. Actually, I got something sunshine wise. If you guys want to hear more about sunshine, or you sunshined out?
No, bring it.
Want to see something I haven't shown yet? So here's a pickup here that happened to be on my desk because I haven't shown these yet. And here are, talk about exact. So these are 90 and 91 that I just picked up. Not in that great a shape, but I believe it was it Bob W? I think it was Bob W. pointed out that in 1990 and before, the date is straight on the sunshine mining rounds, and then 1991 and after, it's curved.
Wow.
To the sun.
Oh yeah.
Anybody
So
else?
subtle, but that's crazy.
Yeah. So thanks to Bob W for that. I'm pretty sure I got that one right. Like I said, I do a lot of emailing and talking to the community. So just like you were saying with all the videos that we see, sometimes it's hard to remember who said what. But there's a couple of sunshines. But what's really a treasure here, and thank you for Peter J for the comment, because it stumped me at first, but now I have something sunshine to share. These are 1983 rounds in OP, and I was able to find a number of them, 5 rounds here. And normally I wouldn't just pick up an 83 because they're fairly common, but the 1983s, a segment of them. Let me see if I can find it. Yep. A segment of them are serialized. You probably won't be able to see that through the plastic.
It's hard to catch on camera.
But these are all serialized 1983s. So 83 was the last year in sunshine mining. They used serial numbers on the standard production rounds. So you can find some that are non-serialized and some that are serialized. So these are serialized sunshine in OP.
That's
Very
awesome.
cool.
So what about the fractional sunshine mining? What's the story with that?
Anytime you see a fractional sunshine, regardless of the date, that's one to snag immediately, in my opinion. I have probably 3 or 4 of them, I think I'm up to now, in half ounce. They're all dated, and there's very little information on mintages or any type of rarity with sunshine, but that's one of those rounds that is not it's overlooked. It's an overlooked vintage round, and some of them not so much vintage because they're in the 1990s, but they're dated, collectible, discontinued, and they're part of, because they're later dates doesn't mean that they're not necessarily part of a vintage collection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sunshine mining is totally overlooked and has a good following in the collector market, but dealers are just going to look at them as generic.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was just looking through my stuff because I know I got a 1/4 ounce and a half ounce that I picked up recently, but I don't know what the dates are. I just wanted to see what they were. Now I can't find them. It's driving me nuts.
Another question from across the pond, Sandy Millington's. Question: do you stack on a consistent budget or just make purchases when you find a deal?
That is an awesome question. I am a stacker of opportunity, so I say I won't just buy anything, and I am willing to go into a coin shop and leave empty-handed. That's not the case earlier on. I always feel like I would have to purchase something, but I look for very specific silver, and if I strike out for a week or two, I just save that money, that cash stack, and let it accumulate, because what I've noticed is oftentimes, like I was saying before with these, not having enough cash for those RMC bars, people will usually trade in collections or groups. So when you do get lucky at an LCS, you have to be prepared to spend the big bucks if you want to grab somebody else's collection,
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's how I do it now. For straight stacking, which I haven't actually really done in years, to be honest, it would be budget. I'd spend $1,000 a month, $500 a month, whatever it is, and you just pick up cheap generic. And I still have all that stuff, all that weight. But I was lucky to stack that between a spot price of $15 and $20 spot is when I was actively picking up weight.
Those days are behind us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I found my fractionals.
Oh, let's see
Would
them.
you like to take a look at them? All right, let me see if I can focus. All right, so I got a half ounce, 85.
Beautiful.
Yeah, not terrible. I put it right in the capsule. And then I got a nicely toned quarter ounce. I can't see the date on it. Is that 83?
Camera never wants to focus. Looks like 83.
Yeah. It's hard to see.
Yeah, I think it's an 83. And it's I always flip it like a coin, but nicely toned.
That's a 1/4.
Yeah, it's a quarter. Yeah.
You found a quarter. Wow.
Is that a rare one?
I've never found a quarter. I have 1 ounce and half ounce.
Yeah, I think it's 83.
Wow, that's a keeper. Did you check that just out of curiosity? I don't think you'd have enough rim for a serial number, but did you check the rim?
Oh, that's a good question. No, I never did check it, but I will right now.
It depends on how the diameter versus thickness, but I don't think they would have had enough silver on there to stamp a number in it.
There is something there. Maybe it's just a scratch. Yeah, no, I don't see any numbers on it.
Oh, beautiful quarter ounce. What else do you have? Is that just the two, or do you have more?
Well, no, I've got some 1 ounce, and I've got several 1 ounce. I don't know. This is an 82.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice one. I got a couple others. I don't know exactly what the dates are, and they're buried right now. But the ones I did have I had this half ounce, and that's 85, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, 85.
Yep. So, and I bought all three of these the same day. Somebody brought the 1 ounce, half ounce, and quarter ounce into my local coin shop. And I was like, yep, I'll take those, and got them from Melt.
Peter J has a good comment. Might be out of the 1983 set. He might be onto something, because I don't know if Sunshine Mining produced standard production rounds in quarter ounce. I know they did in half, but quarter ounce is kind of odd. So there were some sites, not sites. There were some sets. See, there we go without the editing.
Yeah.
there were some sets that they had. That might be, and you can kind of see that it looks a little PL to me. So he might be right on that could be out of an actual 1983 proof set. Just saying. They only made proof sets, I think, 82 and 83, if I remember correctly. But the comment section will correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. So is that a bad thing, a good thing, or it doesn't?
Oh, it's not a bad thing to have. It just means somebody broke a set out. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wonder how many sets they actually made.
As far as I've seen, I really haven't run across any solid vintage numbers for Sunshine. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Another good
I
question
just had a
comes
feeling
from
about that one, so I picked it up.
Yeah, you're always picking up good deals.
Well,
Another good question comes from Benson's Coins. Do you collect any other types of precious metals apart from silver and gold, like platinum or palladium or copper?
Yes, I am a closet platinum stacker. There are certain categories on YouTube that I don't bother making too many videos on, because it's just not popular, and the crowd is. I mean, the hardcore guys that watch the channel will certainly appreciate platinum or palladium, but ancient coins I don't really do videos on, and I don't do a lot of videos on platinum and palladium. So my only palladium piece that I have is this one right here. So this is my only ounce of palladium, and it's an Engelhard. You don't see these often, the NSA. So I decided to bring this on the table. I was going to bring my platinum out as well, but I just didn't. So I have a couple Engelhard platinum bars, and then for platinum, what I like to stack are what I like to call the apes, of course. American Platinum Eagles apes, and so all the rest of my stack are apes, and I have those in 1 ounce and 10th ounce. And some of the 10th ounce ones I have are slabbed. That's weird, but I just kind of stack what I can get with those. There's big premiums on the American Platinum Eagles now, so they're hard to get.
So I see on the right side of the screen, next to that big 50-ounce bar, is a Statue of Liberty hiding there. It looks like a pretty big piece.
This is a special piece. I have a couple a couple versions of this. This one is a Johnson Matthey. You can see it's dated 1985. It is a proof.
Wow.
And it does have edge lettering on it, the serialized. But what's important with this round is this one is called the All Languages round. So it has the word liberty repeated in a lot of different languages here in the reverse.
Sweet. And cool. Is that, what size is that?
That's a 10 ounce.
It is a 10 ounce. Okay. It looks bigger. It looks bigger. I thought maybe it was a kilo because when you turned it on its side, it looked like it was about a ½ inch thick.
It's a pretty chunky 10 ounce. It's nice in the hand. A lot of weight. Yeah.
Beautiful piece. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've got a couple different varieties, 2 different varieties. I thought the All Languages, that's a newer pickup that I had, so I thought I'd bring that one out. I couldn't fit really everything I wanted to show, so this one was the winner out of the 2 that made it to the display.
My brother just popped in, Great Lakes Joe, and he is a big fan of the Guardhouse box, which we haven't really covered yet. And you put out a challenge to the YouTube community at one point to do the Guardhouse box challenge, and it took off like wildfire. And it's something that I never got into because I'm just like, I get very distracted when I start doing stuff. I started looking at 1 ounce bars and then I just saw something else shiny, and so I went towards that. But a lot of the community did stick with the Guardhouse box challenge, and that was very successful.
It wasn't designed that way. That's the only challenge I've ever had on the channel, and it was just for fun. So I think that might be why the community took and ran with it. It's definitely the community that decided to really blow it up and do the Guardhouse box challenge. Very cool experience, and I just really wanted everybody to get into collecting these small bars and have fun. Silver was going up at the time, and now, of course, walking to an LCS, you're spending $40 on an ounce. And now these days, and I might be in the same boat as some of you, putting kids through college, right? So my stacking budget these days isn't as much as it used to be, and I really enjoy staying in the game, going into it to a local coin shop and walking out with 1 to 4 ounces. I don't always walk out with 10 ounce bars or something crazy like that. Matter of fact, back to this pickup here, this was a pickup of 7 ounces, these 5 in OP and in these 2 rounds I left out here. So that's an average pickup for me, which is anywhere from really, the other day I only found 1 bar that I wanted. And so I bought 1 ounce.
but 7 ounces, that's a pretty significant pickup in the current pricing that we're in. It's approaching $300.
Well, it is now, and that's why the Guardhouse box is cool on several different levels. It helps with the storage issue. It keeps your bars nice and neat. It gets you into collecting, and you only have to deal with 1 ounce at a time. So these bars, just really neat. Really neat.
So when the boxes fill up like that, is it hard to get the bars out of them? Because I got a box, and I told you this before we got out, but I still have not put 1 bar into it. I got a bunch of bars, and I got a box, but I haven't done it yet.
The more you stack with Guardhouse boxes, the more they will drive you crazy. Not all the bars fit in capsules. They're slightly different size capsules. Not everything works all the time. So the Guardhouse box is really cool, but there's different diameter bars out there, different thicknesses. And so not all the bars will go into Guardhouse boxes. And then you have bars in OP. Some of the bars out on the table, this is a great example of what looks like a standard Johnson Matthey bar in OP. So that you can see the obverse here. Looks the same as pretty much any other Johnson Matthey. And then as you flip it over, this is one of the more sought after shooters bars here. So collectible, right? So always check the reverse of your bars, especially the press bars. That's another thing that I've noticed collectors overlook is you're looking for poured silver, some old stuff. Well, check out your press, because you never know what kind of variety press bar you might find. But these in OP are worth more in OP and should stay in the original packaging and not go in the capsule. So not everything is guardhouse box worthy.
Right.
You're not a fan of dipski either, huh? You don't ever dipski anything?
I've done a couple dips. Not a fan. I keep everything pretty much original. And dipping is different than cleaning. That's something that other channels have covered, including Dub C and others. Dipping. Let me give you an example of dipped. The only round on this table that I've dipped is this one. Believe it or not, that's a dipped round, and it still came back as a PF 67 because it's not cleaned. It's just simply dipped. And if you do it correctly, it comes out beautiful. And dipping works best on something that's going to have a proof finish.
Yeah.
Not so much a matte finish. So on something, you have to be very careful with what you decide to dip for the older silver, because it oftentimes doesn't come out the way you think it's going to come out.
So what do you use? What's your solution?
I just use simple Easy Zest. This was dipped in Easy Zest. There's a video on it if you want to go back in the archive and check me out dipping a rare Canadian prospector live without testing it out. But there was other channels that had dipped proofs, and I kind of had a good idea to how it was going to come out. You know.
Yeah, proofs come out really, really great when you give them a little dipski. But yeah, it's scary on a piece like that though, because that's got to be worth a good penny.
Yeah, and a couple other bars are on my desk here I can actually share. I wasn't sure if I was going to bring them out or not. I'll give you an example of one of the only bars I've cleaned. And again, not trying to get you guys to watch all my videos, but some of these things for purposes of seeing it before and after are on videos. And this one right here, this bar was in absolutely horrible condition. You can see it's still like a tape toner right.
Remember that one?
I remember that video. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was actually hand cleaned in baking soda.
Yes. Yeah. I
didn't take a wire brush and scrub it. It's not improperly cleaned in that regard. It was lightly cleaned, so I could still try to clean it more, but it's good enough. Now you can actually see the bar. The before in this bar is insane. It was really a bar that needed something to be done. So in very rare circumstances,
if I remember right, you just used like the baking soda, and you just very lightly rubbed it with your fingers, right? You didn't even use a Q-tip or a rag or anything.
That's right. Yeah, I used my fingers, and I put it in warm water and baking soda. I did let it sit in there for a while to kind of let the baking soda do its thing. It worked beautifully. But for the most part, I really, as my collecting's evolved, I appreciate a good toner. And I like the regular patina that's on most of these bars.
So how did your fingers come out after that? Were they nice and clean?
Yeah, they were really clean. But another fun fact about being in New England is our water is full of different minerals and really isn't very good for rinsing something like silver. So we have to use distilled water around here to make sure that we don't have any minerals that are going to affect the silver later on.
Right. Any
kind of horrible out here.
Calciums and
there's all sorts of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like I said, my brother's a big fan. He said he's definitely educated you, and Coin Sense and Nonsense have definitely educated him about vintage art bars. And he gets excited when he finds them at his coin shop, because his coin shop, a lot of coin shops, they just pay the price of silver, and people are desperate, so they pay, they go ahead and do it, and they really don't know what they have. And he finds quite a few cool bars for like $1 or $1.50 over spot, because they just don't know what they have.
And that's the best way to go, in my opinion. I mean, every once in a while, I'll pay up for a bar that I have to have that you just don't find. But the magic of being able to get ahead financially for yourself is being able to find any of this in a junk bin somewhere where somebody just views it as generic silver. And the collector market will usually pay a premium if you buy the right stuff.
Yeah. It's also, like you said before, it's an opportunity thing. It's like you got to be at the right place at the right time a lot of times.
Yes. Yep.
My brother brought that point up too. With the price being up, people are dumping a lot of their vintage stuff just because you know they're making their money on it, so they really don't care.
Well, you know, it's morbid, but Grandpa's dying. You know, I mean, recently I had a guy. I was in the coin shop looking for something interesting. Didn't find anything. I walked toward the door, and there was a guy at the other end of the counter that had just put 2 Danskill books full of Morgans on the counter. He got paid for it, and in fact, he wasn't even paid for it when I asked about him. And before he even cracked the books and looked at them, I said, "Don't look at them. Give me the let me take it now price without looking at them, so I get to look at them." And he made me an offer. I gave him the money, and I walked out with the books. And it turns out, out of those 2 books, 16, I think, of the coins are in for grading. So it was a great pickup.
So it's funny you say that because I was looking around the coin show yesterday, and there was a no offense to anybody, whatever age they are, whatever it is, what it is, but there was a lot of old timers there, and they're still forking out money for this year gold piece or this year Morgan or this year that or this year this, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, you know, your grandkids or your significant other or whoever is going to inherit it, is that they're going to be really happy about you buying all this stuff right now. I just came across my mind when I was watching. Yeah, maybe I'm morbid too by thinking that, but
are they going to walk into a coin shop and get $2 back on it if it's worth $1,000? You know,
yeah, a lot of those older guys, though, when you talk to them, they're really not stacking for themselves. They're putting that in a safe, and it goes to the next generation. So they're enjoying it. They're stacking what they want now and what they like, but it's really not for them.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So Sandy Millington with another question: Type 1 or Type 2 Silver Eagle?
Oh, Type 1 all the way. Not a fan of the Type 2. I stopped stacking ASEs in 2021, and I've never mentioned it. This is a live with friends, so I can say it here. But my last purchase of ASEs was a monster box of Type 1s, 2021s.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never shared that on YouTube videos. I don't share everything on YouTube. I do have some silvers that I kind of have the deep stack that I don't do videos on. Hard to work all that stuff into a video, and you know, I like to share knowledge and talk to the community, not in it to really kind of do a show off type deal with you know. So I kind of leave a lot of the stuff out, to be honest.
Can I ask you a follow-up question on that? 2-part question. Why 21 Type 1s? Because because obviously it's the last year, but the rarity factor. And why a monster box? Do you think like they were going to really take off in value, or?
No. That was just pure stacking at the time, 500 ounces in one shot, and figured I just go with the Type 1 instead of the Type 2. And I grabbed the only Type 2s I believe I have in my stack are I bought first strike slabs and put 2 examples in there just to have the Type 2s. So I think those are the only two Type 2s I have to this day. No, I actually have some in sets. That's right, US Mint sets, but very few. You know, I don't even have a tube of the Type 2.
Gotcha. Do you still have that monster box, or have you sold it, or?
I almost never sell, so which is a problem. So I have it.
No, that's not a problem. Why is that a problem?
Well, eventually your wife snoops around and wonders why you have immense amounts of silver, and that's part of the advantage to being a vintage silver stacker. Is I'm like, this old bar, I've had this forever, you know.
Yeah. Well, you could fit a lot of fiat into a small area with the vintage and with gold too. I mean, let's face it. You know, those gold bars you have there are, you know, worth quite a bit more than most of that silver that's on the table.
Yes, yeah, and that's talked about an awful lot. I mentioned, you know, a past stacker swapping out his vintage for gold to make it easier on his wife. And there's a lot of that. I mean, eventually I'll have to liquidate my vintage collection and turn it into generic bullion or gold for the sake of passing it along. You know, I won't be able to liquidate 100% of it, but a good chunk of it. I'm far from that. I don't mind sharing my age. I'm 49, so I have a ways to go, hopefully, you know, kind of in midlife.
Yeah. You know what, though? I mean, the gold that you choose is also vintage gold, right? It's also, I would imagine there's premiums on that as well.
Yeah, there's premiums on vintage gold, but it's a little bit different of a market. It's not as common as the silver. You know, silver is a lot more obtainable for more folks. The vintage gold, you don't see it at local coin shops a lot. You really have to hunt for it. A matter of fact, I think the only piece that came from a coin shop I brought 4.5 ounces to share. A lot of my vintage gold is fractional. I left a lot of it out of the video, but this is the bulk of it as far as weight. This one here was at a coin shop. The rest of these were found on auction sites elsewhere. You just don't see them in coin shops very often. And quite frankly, it's not really, if you're serious about gold, it's not a good option. I would stick with, if you're American, I would stick with American silver eagle, American gold eagles, or buffaloes by far. Most liquid bullion coin, you're going to be far ahead versus getting less than generic pricing, maybe trading those into a coin dealer.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you're going to trade them in and you need to do it quickly, you're not going to be able to get what they're worth.
So, another UK question. Do you have anything from the Royal Mint?
Yeah, well, in what regard? I have the old Royal Mint bars here. In 10 ounce, I have some 1 ounce, so Royal Mint vintage. Oh, the Royal Mint, not the Canadian Royal Mint. The Royal Mint.
Across the pond.
I think I got rid of all of my Royal Mint silver except for a couple pieces. It's some of the only silver I've sold. And if you could probably guess why, it's going to be the quality control issues with milk spotting. I just cannot stand it. I think I have one tube of Britannias. Yes, they're milk spotted. So I have a complete tube of Britannia somewhere. And then for gold, I got into the 2 to B series in 1/4 ounce, but then gold spiked. And if I'm going to pay premiums on gold, being silver struck, you can guess the premiums are going to be paid on gold prospectors and not Royal Mint.
Right. You do any pre-33 gold at all, or
any what type of gold?
Pre-33.
Pre-30, yes. I have a bunch of pre-33s. I'll see if I have some. I have some of my PCGS boxes behind the set here. Here's some here. I have slabbed as well as raw. So here we have an Indian incused. This one in Mint State 62, 1910. So I've got a bunch of these. And the pre-33s have come down in premium, I've noticed quite a bit. So yeah, I get into pre-33s for sure.
I was picking up some of those late, well, not some, like a couple late last year because the premiums were down on them a little bit.
It's you know, I come from my father as well as my father-in-law were both what you would call stackers, and so I have a legacy stack from both of those people that I don't share that much. I've done a couple videos showing some of their silver, but I was left some pre-33 that I've never shown on video from one of them, and that's basically the bulk of my pre-33 stack was handed to me. That's something that I'm looking forward to do for my kids. So hand that down the line.
It's the good thing about our channels. We're not that popular, so sharing stuff on here doesn't go too far.
You guys are awesome. You have a great crowd here and a lot of familiar names, so that's why I felt comfortable coming on and talking to you guys.
Oh, we appreciate
it. We're hoping to grow it, but you know, like the crowd we have is awesome, and It's been cool. It's been fun. Silver Sleuth says, are Roman numeral gold eagles considered vintage?
Wow, that's an awesome question. Well, I think that because it's a U.S. coin, that it would be more considered numismatic than it would be vintage per se. There's some of those areas that might cross over a little bit, but I would say that that's more of a numismatic advantage than it is a vintage gold advantage.
Then 365 says, is it true that every tube of Silver Britannia contains a pint and a half of milk?
At least absolutely, he would know. One good thing about silver from the Royal Mint is that if it doesn't have milk spots, you know it's fake.
Yeah, that's an authenticity thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Very true.
So I have a question for you. The fractional gold buffaloes, do you have any of those? Are they worth investing in, or is it something we should pass by? Because there's one down at the coin shop right now, but I think he wants a little bit too much for it.
Well, a couple things. Back to the community knowing a ton of information. There's a comment further back. I'm going to answer your question, but Peter J chimed in on the mintages of the 1983 Sunshine sets, and there's 10,000 made, and he has a low number set. So again, the community here, just a wealth of knowledge, and I appreciate that. Peter J putting that in the comment section. So rolling that forward to the 2008 Buffalo. The reason I was talking about the community is because they'll correct me yet again if I misspeak here. I believe the 2008 Buffalo is the only fractional Buffalo year. Is that right?
To my understanding, that's correct. Yeah.
So that's a buy for me. If you have only 1 year ever made of something like that.
Well, the thing is, it's a 1/10. And the price he's got on it is north of $800. Is that the market? Is that what they go for?
I haven't looked at them because, as the style that I collect in, I'm resistant to paying premiums unless I absolutely have to. And that the one example again would be this collection of proofs where I paid all sorts of money for these, but there was a very specific collection and that I picked on that one area. So if I was into American Buffaloes and had the opportunity to collect the only fractional year of the Buffalo, if the going rate's $800, that's a personal decision you have to make, but that's awesome. And that's going to be also a tougher round or tougher coin rather, US coin. Tougher coin to be able to get for a cheaper price if you think about it, because everyone who's selling that is probably going to know it's the only year that's fractional. So those are only going to increase in value, in my opinion.
Okay, so is it blue collar? Is it raw? I'm guessing it's raw.
No, it's actually it's in like I don't even know what the hell you would call it. It's like I think it's original packaging, but it's like a wooden box with a display and authenticity, the whole deal. I've never really came across one before, and I saw it and I was like, oh well, let's talk about that. But it had a price tag on it. Like I said, it was around $825. I thought that was crazy, and of course I walked away from it. But
similar to this?
I'm sorry. Oh, let me see. You gonna put it up on screen? Let's see what we got here. Where is it? Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah, actually, let me make that big. Give me a second. I'm fumbling here. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, exactly like that. Yes.
Anyone's how much for
it?
$825, I think he had it on it.
I'm not saying you should buy it. It's a personal decision whether you spend your money on a premium like that. But if there's only 1 year that's ever been made of something like that, that's for me, that would be kind of a tell to where I would definitely consider spending more money on something like that, because it's a low mintage, 1 year collectible, and it's now transcending bullion value and going into collectibles and numismatics.
Yeah, way into though.
Yes.
Oh,
well,
that one.
That's what
that
happened.
one that I just showed you was a sold comp on eBay, and it sold for $16.99.
Whoa! So maybe it is a good pickup then.
Well,
I'm not saying, but that's what the sold
I'm
comp on
taking
eBay
your
is.
advice. This is financial advice.
There you go. Blame Vegas for it, okay?
I will. Believe me, I will.
You can blame me for that one. I'll take the blame for that one.
I'll give you can you give me a buyback guarantee of 1,400?
Hey, maybe that was. Hold on a second. Maybe that's. Oh, don't listen to me. That's for the quarter ounce.
Oh.
There's no 10th ounce on here. I'm looking on eBay right now, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to do a little research. Not that I'm in a position to go drop $800 right now, but
I know who picked up some of them before the premiums got too snaky. That was Fish, our buddy Fish.
Yeah.
Some of the 2008 Buffaloes.
Yeah, so Dub says there are some, and it's about 900 on there.
Yeah, I just found one on eBay for 900.
Which makes sense because he has a big presence on eBay, and he would probably offer it just below the eBay premium, that he's paying. So,
well, it's one. If you don't pick it up, it's certainly one to be out on the lookout for anyone that's interested in Buffaloes.
Yeah, for sure.
It would be a cool piece to have.
Yeah, I know they didn't make very many of them, and they only did the 1 year.
Just 2008, yeah.
So Silverstruck, do you have any questions for us or the chat? We've been hammering you with questions.
Well, the chat's been hammering, sort of.
Yeah, there's a ton of questions. I haven't really been able to keep up with the chat. I can see why now panel members have trouble keeping up with the chat and talking at the same time. It's a lot. So my apologies if you said hi to me and I didn't say hi back. I'm not ignoring you. It's just a lot going on. I do have a question for Blue Collar, and because you already have the 20 ounce Johnson Matthey, are you going to put a weight set together where you have, the 5, the 10 ounce, and maybe the 50 ounce?
Well, this was an opportunity. It presented itself, and I went with it because it captivated me. But I don't have plans for that. No, I'm like, if I see something that I think is a great deal, I'm not really much of a collector. I'm more of a stacker of opportunity, like you said that before, where if I can get something at melt or close to melt or just over melt, I'll buy it, but I'm not going to seek it out. No.
Sure.
Short answer is no. Sorry, I'm not going to seek it out.
Well, no, I was just curious because some of us work in sets. That's how I operate as a collector. Is once I get into something and have one piece of what could be a set, then I obsessively try to collect something in a set. One of those little miniature sets that you'd have along the way would be these two bars, where I had one in silver, and then I had to find one in gold. So here we have again Johnson Matthey and the Republic National Bank of New York matching bars in gold and silver. Yeah. So cool. The inspiration for this bar was only because I had that bar. So sometimes that's how collectors operate. And my question for Vegas is, in multiple comments, Vegas, you've talked about not being interested in vintage anymore, which is totally fine. Stack and collect what you like, for sure. No one should have to listen to somebody else on what to do with that. But can you talk to why you've decided not to pursue vintage?
It's not that there's nothing against it, and I was all for it at one point, but then I sort of shifted to more of just trying to stack weight as opposed to paying a little bit of the premium and picking up vintage.
Sure.
And the one coin shop out here that's really good for vintage, they are really what Blue Collar would say, they are really proud of their vintage, which in turn means that they the premiums are high for their vintage.
Right.
And I was trying to shift more towards just adding weight to my stack and trying to hit, a certain weight before I go back and mess with vintage.
And follow-up question to that, would you mind sharing what you're stacking for weight? What are you interested in? Rounds, coins, bars?
I would say one of my favorites, as far as weight, is like the 5 ounce bars.
That's a great size, yeah.
Just because it's, even if silver goes to $50 an ounce, then that's, it's a 5 ounce bar is $250. That's a fair amount. If you were to need money for any certain occasion or whatever, that it would be, I feel it would be easy to liquidate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As opposed to, like, say, a 10 ounce bar for $500, and then maybe you only need $300 or whatever, So, just like a purpose oriented, I guess.
That's a great answer, and I'm glad you brought up the 5 ounce size, because for a lot of us, the 5 ounce is the new 10 ounce, right?
Right.
Yeah. A while back, you could walk into a coin shop for $200 or under, and walk away with a 10 ounce bar, and now it's a 5 ounce for that same range, right? That old range of price.
365 did a video exactly on that. He said, "Has the 5 ounce bar become the new 10 ounce bar?" It's exactly that point. It's that price range, that sweet spot.
Yep. Yeah, agreed.
That's what's interesting. With reaching out to the UK community and everything, and watching a lot of their content lately, and getting to know some of those guys. 5 ounce bars are rare in the UK. They mainly have to do the 10 ounce bars or 1 ounce pieces. So we're sort of fortunate to have a lot of different opportunities that we do have.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, Mr. West Texas, I believe it's Mr. West Texas. He has a pretty good question. I put it up on screen. Do you all think that we will ever be in a barter situation? Let's go with Silverstruck first on that one.
Just in case, I do have a lot of 90% silver in tubes. So I can't say that we would never be in a barter situation, but if we are in a barter situation, I think we have worse problems than dealing with trading silver. Yeah, just my opinion.
Yeah. And toward that end, though, what is your favorite 90% to stack?
It was the Rosies, because the silver loss is a lot less than the Mercs. But really, I think probably I've really grown fond of the Franklin. So I'd say the Franklin halves would be my all-time favorite, because they're old but not too old, and they're not so most of them aren't circulated very well, and still have a lot of silver content versus some of the circulated walkers. But it's a series back off the Kennedy, so I do like the Franklins.
Yeah, and they were all made out of silver. You don't have to check them. I mean, for phonies, yeah, but every Ben Franklin that was ever made was made from silver.
That's a good point about the Rosie. Is you got to be careful, right? You have to really watch
the Kennedys as well, right? So, no, I love the Kennedys because, like you said, there's no silver loss. You're getting 0.72 out of 2 Kennedys.
Yep, and you can find BU tubes of Kennedys and Franklins. Well, it used to be quite. I haven't looked at 90% in a while now, because I have a decent stack of it, so I leave it alone. Because it's to West Texas stackers' point, it's more for a doomsday type situation. If we get into something like that, where you have something that's U.S. currency recognizable, to be in a barter situation, Yeah. So that's all stacked away just in case.
So I want to touch on the barter thing. If you're big into SHTF and you think that it will come down to a situation where bartering will be necessary, I think a skill will barter better than any material thing that there is. Like a skill being able to fix things or cook or plant or just knowledge, I think would go farther than any physical thing. Just my thinking in that aspect.
Well, for me, the older we get, for me, it's medicine. If we were going to really get in a situation like that, along with stacking ammo and the like, and food and clean water, would be medicines are going to go off at a premium, and that might be a scenario where silver could help, may not help. Who knows? Really, we haven't gotten to that situation.
Yeah, a lot of people say, like you guys have said, you're going to have food, water, ammo, those kind of things first. But eventually, silver and gold will become necessary, and it will become extremely valuable because once things are, once norms are reestablished, that's what's going to be traded. That's the money that we're going to go back to,
Yep.
without question.
Point. Dub C had a good question. Silverstruck, your thoughts about vintage 100-ounce bars?
That's another good one. Thoughts on vintage 100-ounce. The larger the bar, the least the premium, I've noticed. So if you take one that I can't remember when Dub C came in, if you saw the first series 100-ouncer here that I have from Engelhard, my only first series on the table, that was bought at generic pricing years ago. So if you're interested in vintage silver, but you're a little bit afraid of the premiums, you're just not wanting to pay the premiums, your larger bars are easier to get into. 20-ounce, 50-ounce, 100-ounce bars typically carry less of a premium and are just traded for silver content for a large bit of it. Not nearly as liquid peer-to-peer, though, so you got to be careful of that. But, some of these, I've noticed some of these 3-ounce Engelhard bars will sell for, a couple $1,000s now. You're getting pretty darn close to 100 ounces of silver for some of these premiums that are out there. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend stacking a lot of vintage 100 ounces, but it can't hurt if you have the wallet for it and you want to avoid premiums.
Mm-hmm.
I came across that bar that you recently had with the mushroom on it. I saw it on puremetals.com, and then I actually saw one yesterday at the coin show, and I almost bought it, but I was like, no, I can't do it. I think on Pure Metals they wanted 400, 450 maybe, and last I looked it wasn't on there, so somebody must have snatched it up pretty quick.
It's a great bar to look out for. It's not, I would not say that it's rare. I would say scarce. So level down from rare. And it kind of crosses over to, there's another category of silver that isn't necessarily vintage yet, which is your discontinued silver. And that's another category of collecting that you're basically putting silver away that will be vintage if it's not already. And OPM, having finished up in, I can't remember now. I think it's 2010. Did they finished up? So fairly recently, maybe it was later on. Sometimes I have to refer back to notes before I do a video because there's a lot to cover to get all the facts correct. That's a good one to look out for a refiner that's not around anymore, but had produced silver into the 2000s, along with Northwest Territorial Mint. There's another one that I happen to be fond of. That some of their older stuff is vintage, but all of their silver and gold is now discontinued because they're no longer in business anymore. So discontinued silver is another fun category, and someday it will be vintage.
Sorry, I'm shopping on Pure Metals now to see if they have it.
There you go. Yeah, Northwest Territorial's mint right there. Yeah.
Oh,
so that's one of their standard.
Yeah. I was standing on my head. That's why that was upside down.
That's one of their standard production bars. They had a couple different standard production bars.
Yeah, I got that one at the Vegas Coin Show in May. No, yeah, May. Was it May? March? No, February.
February. I think February.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what the hell was in May. I did have something in May.
This coin show they had, the one I went to yesterday, it was The biggest one I've seen them have out here, it was wall-to-wall tables, which they never had. You know, like they have the one wall on the left side that was usually empty, and that left side area usually wasn't that busy. That
Yes.
was full. All the way back was full. It was wall-to-wall people. It was pretty crazy. And I
Yeah.
did not see the Duke of Fremont there neither.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were the people that sell the uniforms there?
I did not see them either.
Interesting.
Oh, they do have some. There's some cool vintage bars on Pure Metal.
I tell you, I
The
looked through this bucket of stuff.
25-ounce Tri-State.
I'm sorry?
I'm looking on Pure Metals now, and I see a 25-ounce Tri-State bar, and then a URI bar.
Hey, I got a question for you, Mr. Silverstruck.
Sure.
Are these Silver Monarchs, are they considered vintage at all? Or?
You know, I'm not as familiar with those. I try lately. I've been trying to stick with more the Engelhard and Johnson Matthey, the better known refiners. So I'd have to do some research to tell you on that one for sure.
Yeah, they're just a kind of cool looking high relief piece. I mean, I would have bought it anyway because the price was right. But I got it at the fun show in January.
Do you guys collect any of the Norfed rounds or no?
I don't know.
That's another one to look out for, the Norfeds.
Not familiar with those.
They're monetized rounds. The gentleman who came up with that monetized silver ended up doing some jail time, got in big trouble for it, and so obviously it's discontinued. And he made a whole bunch of different denominations: $20 piece, $10 piece, $5 piece, and several state ones. There's one for New Hampshire. I've seen it once for big premium, so I haven't picked that up. The Norfed story, really interesting if you look into it. And that's another example of discontinued silver. That's many of them are dated, and then they're all monetized. So don't do that if you're pouring silver.
Don't date and monetize your pours.
Yeah, you'll get a phone call very quickly.
Was that who did a video on that? Oh, Dub C, didn't he?
Dub C has a lot of videos. I wouldn't be surprised if he's covered it. It's there's been several videos on the Norfeds, but it's kind of in the little corner of silver stacking. It's not widely talked about.
Right. It was a product that was monetized, and it's still not in the money. Right? Is that the one?
Well, you can't put U.S. dollar on something and monetize it yourself with U.S. currency. So that's what he did.
And wasn't it kind of more like he guaranteed to pay? It's kind of like a buyback in a sense, though, wasn't it?
It was a misguided attempt at what I would now call maybe a goldback. Where your goldbacks aren't monetized, but the whole point to them is you're trading on the gold value of the dollar. So it's literally a gold dollar. Gotcha. So if you just simply didn't put a U.S. dollar amount on there, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
Speaking of goldbacks, thoughts?
Really, here's some thoughts on goldbacks. Incredibly fractional. If you run the math backwards, we all know that it's going to cost you $6,000 an ounce to collect, or more at this point, to collect a full ounce of just goldbacks. So I look at it again, like I do with the collector eye. If you go and you'll notice the goldbacks are dated, and there's new series that come out for different states. And so I have some of the early series. The first issued date for New Hampshire, which is escaping me right now. I think it might have been 22, but I might get that wrong. And some of the other states that they're there. So if you have an early series goldback, it's highly collectible. So again, with the collector market, as far as monetizing something like a goldback, I've never successfully purchased anything with a goldback, nor would I attempt to at this point.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's either hit or miss with goldbacks. We've had quite a few discussions on here, and Silver State is real big on the goldbacks and real knowledgeable on them, and they're interesting. It's an interesting idea and principle behind them.
There's a New Hampshire right there. What date do you have, blue collar?
Good question. Oh, Jesus, my eyes. Oh, this is a 23.
23, yeah.
Yeah.
So I collected a complete set of New Hampshires and a complete set of some of the other states. I forget exactly how many states I have, but then I stopped because obviously it's expensive to do so, and my collecting dollars have gone elsewhere.
Yeah.
Not to mention the checks for my kids' colleges. That doesn't help.
Yeah, that'll get you every time.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not actually. Our kids did really well in school, and they got a lot of scholarship money and stuff like that. So we really didn't have too bad of expenses. We paid the rent once in a while, but the kids worked too, and the kids saved. My kids, we've been so blessed. My kids are savers.
Good.
And I can't complain. I really can't.
Now, there's one piece of silver that has been bugging me, and it's on your channel, Vegas. In the center, underneath a round, is that a USSC bar that you have there?
This one?
Nope, further up. It was right under the round you just moved.
This one?
Next one over.
This
one? Yeah. There it is. That has to be USSC.
Yes, I think we showed this on Monday night. If it'll focus.
Okay. That's a Swiss bar. All right. It just looked an awful lot like United States Silver Corp. So I was just saying.
EHISAers?
Yeah, it's more modern, I believe, on that one. But I don't know. It just had the same obverse look that a USSC bar has.
CHISA made in Switzerland. I just thought I wasn't even sure if it was vintage or not when I picked it up. Actually, it says 1973. If I can get it.
Right on the obverse, right? Yeah, 1973. Vintage for sure.
No, absolutely. So, one question I have, and we asked Coin Sense and Nonsense, and, everybody's got different opinions on these things, but I'm trying to find one that is a good example. Where they, like, say, two rounds have the same front side or reverse side, and then they have different on the back. What's the deal with that? And especially in these vintage rounds.
Yeah, you have several refiners collaborating. I think one of the best examples of that happens to be the Liberty bars in rounds that were made by Engelhard, Johnson Matthey, and Metal Analytics all at the same time in different years. They use the same, in some cases, the same reverse with their own stamp. So you'll see an E for Engelhard, or an example here. Actually, I happen to have one. This guy right here is an Engelhard, and the only way you would know is when you flip it over, you have a E right here. So that is an Engelhard press bar, serialized, but a similar bar was made with the exact same reverse for Johnson Matthey and Metal Arts. So that does happen from time to time. Why it occurred back then, I'm not sure, but it's definitely one of those, reoccurring themes on certain pieces of silver. And for me, it reoccurs quite a bit on the Liberty bars.
Yeah.
So it was on the Liberty rounds. I think the ones you were showing.
So here's one. This one you can see is a Johnson Matthey. See the JM hammer logo at the bottom. So same exact bar. This one's an OP that's kind of wrecked actually, but still in the OP Liberty bar. You can also find those in the same refiners I was mentioning. So it's interesting, but I couldn't tell you a reason why.
Yeah, I was wondered maybe it was something to do with like somebody designed it. Like this is one that you see quite often. Let me just whip this up here. All right. So you see this one a lot, but it's got different reverses.
World Trade Units. Yeah.
And then on the backside is totally different.
Yep. That's all part of the fun in collecting.
Oh,
I have to collect all the different ones you can find.
Exactly.
Yeah, why not? That's another reason I tried to get away from vintage too, because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of like where I got this one, now I need this one and this one and this one and this one. I feel like it could be distracting.
It's part of the fun, though.
It can be. It depends. It really just depends on whether you enjoy it or not. If you don't enjoy it, stack differently for sure. But if it's something you look forward to and it keeps you motivated to get the next thing, it does become stressful if you are way into a set and you need one or two pieces and those pieces are super premium and you have to really, dig to get them and pay a lot of money. That's not as fun as if you can just simply find them for reasonable pricing.
Yeah.
It seems like, I don't know, a lot of people talk about their relationships with their coin shops and they have good ones and this and that. And everybody always tells me to get good relationships with the coin shops here, but it's not that easy. I don't think it's easy out here because you don't deal with the same people every time you go in the coin shop, and you rarely see the owner of the coin shop. So it's different to get that rapport with the people out here and to get those opportunities, I guess you'd say.
And that's, every area is different. Here in New England, I've been able to connect with some of these owners. There's also, you might not hit it off with the coin shop owners. Everyone has different personalities, so it doesn't always work for everyone. But if you are able to find that special LCS and have a good relationship with the owner or manager, then you'll get phone calls and texts when a piece comes in, and you'll get first crack at it, and that's where a lot of your good collecting can happen.
Yeah, it's crazy. I have I'm from Northwest Indiana originally, and I go back there at least once a year, and I have better rapport with two coin shops back there than I do at the coin shops out here.
Yep. Well, maybe utilize that,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where the silver comes from, right? As long as you get your hands on it.
I will. I'll be out there in 2 weeks, and I plan on talking with at least two of the shops. So it'll be cool.
I'll look for that video to see what you picked up.
The times I've been back there, I have done videos on them too, which is cool. And they're always willing to do videos, so it's cool. I look forward to it. The coin show yesterday sort of cut into my budget, but we'll figure something out.
What did you end up picking up yesterday? Did you share
Not
that?
much. I picked up 2 1/10 ounce pieces of platinum.
Oh, okay.
And then a bunch of the 1 gram pieces. But those are all that's going on whatnot this week.
Oh, I got you. Well, yeah, I know you told me. I was trying to pull it out of you for the show.
Well, they don't care. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't anything exciting, so it wasn't anything to share. They're just 2 little one little pieces of platinum.
Are those? I can't really see them. Are they American or different?
They are. What does it say on here? It says, "Truth conquers all."
Okay.
Then it's got like a angel and then a little angel.
You want to show it again? I didn't see it.
It's got the queen on the back, 2022. The Saint Helena.
Okay, the Saint Helenas, yeah.
I gotta use my little my scope to look at them. They're so tiny you can't see.
Yep.
There you go.
Very nice.
Nice. I would probably use them as silver.
It's
platinum, man. I really do.
It's dangerous.
My blind ass will be putting that in a whatnot show as a 10th ounce of silver.
And then I got a bag of 1 gram silver.
Oh, there you go.
That's all going on Whatnot though. So I need to have those. And I want to try and have at least 2 Whatnot shows, and hurry up and get that stuff mailed out first thing Monday, so
Hmm.
that I'll start getting those funds the following week when I'm on my trip to use that at the coin shows. That's my plan. If that comes to fruition is another thing. So we'll see. I've been known to be a slacker.
I heard that
Now,
rumor once.
uh
I said I heard that rumor once.
once or twice.
Somebody might.
So have you ever been on Whatnot?
I don't purchase on Whatnot. I have a Silver Struck Whatnot channel or profile, whatever you want to call it, and I'll check in on auctions, but I have never actually made a purchase on Whatnot.
Right. Well, several of our YouTubers are on Whatnot. Silver Bar Stacker, Humble Stacker. Who else?
T.
Yep, T. Spectacular is also on there. I'm trying to think of who else. My memory's not so good.
He has been to the one coin shop that I visit when I'm back there every time. He did a show at the one, and I asked him the one time about him. They're like, "Yeah, we know T." E. Taylor, what's up? Thanks for stopping in.
Taylor woke up. What's up, dude?
He's probably working.
No, he said he had no work today. I was talking to him earlier.
Good. He slept in.
Good for him.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. West Texas Stacker. They always say take them tacos or burritos or something. The coin shops. I'm gonna tell you something out here. You don't take any place. They're not gonna eat it. People don't trust people like that around here. They'd probably throw it away.
Well,
like, oh, thanks, and they'd throw it right in the garbage as you walk out the door.
I could see that if they don't know who you are, but if they get to know you over a period of time.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's hard because it's always different people in there.
Yeah. Consistency is the key, though. You got to be in there 3 days a week.
Yeah. And I hate going in there and just like lurking and not buying anything. And they're always busy. Any coin shop I've been to out here, they're always busy.
Well, no, you made a good point, not lurking and not buying anything. But, look, it doesn't – you can go in there and buy an ounce of silver every time you walk in the door. And then you become a buyer to them. You become like somebody who is going to buy something when he comes in. So it's more valuable. And the more consistent you are, I feel like you will be able to develop those relationships,
That's true. Fair. Peter J, thanks for stopping in. He says, many thanks for a great 2-hour live stream, everyone. It's 2 a.m. Sunday morning down under here in Melbourne. Time to hit the hay.
Wow. Thanks for coming, Peter J. It's always good to see you, my friend. It's a great guy, Peter J.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
What's the future like, Peter J? Since it's Sunday there. Sunday, that's my day off.
Can you tell us what the price of Bitcoin is?
Can you tell us the winning lottery numbers?
If it only worked that way, right?
It'd be so great. Well, it has been 2 hours, and I do believe Silverstruck has some things to do.
Yeah.
I got to take off soon, my friends. So
remember, and I am still up from the night before, so sleep is in my future. A nap, actually, because I have to be up in about 3 hours, and I've been up since what time yesterday? 6 o'clock last night.
Oh boy.
So 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night, your guys' time. So different world for me.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. It's your bedtime. All right, well, let's wrap it up then. Thank you so much, Silverstruck. Hopefully, everything went to your expectations. I know you were a little nervous going in. You said that in your video anyway, and I hope the email that I sent you put you at ease, and everything was to your liking.
This was a really good experience. I do appreciate having you guys having me on, and of course, it's on one of the only subjects I can go on about forever: silver and gold, especially vintage. So Very, very happy. And thank you for everybody also in the chat and all your support. These two channels are fantastic. You guys do a great job. And thank you for doing what you do in the community, Vegas and blue collar. It's awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for the
That means a lot.
Now, are you going to start your own live stream? That's a question for
you. Let's take it one step at a time. It'll be a while. I'm perfectly comfortable being on yours.
All right, that's fine. You're always welcome. Come back anytime.
Thank you so much, guys.
Take care. I also would like to thank you because I know when we reach out to people, we don't always expect, people have stuff going on and everything. So we always appreciate when you take your time. Appreciate you taking your time and being on with us and sharing all your knowledge. I hope we didn't hammer you with too many questions.
Oh, I loved it. Excellent, especially from the community, along with you two fellows. The questions were really well thought out. We didn't get to all of them. There's some that I'll go back and look at in the stream, but just awesome. I really appreciate everyone here for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Good luck in your meeting that you're going to.
Thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys later.
Take care.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. Very fun, very knowledgeable.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's that was a great stream. He's definitely somebody that everybody needs to be subscribed to, and if you're not subscribed to him, please do.
Yeah, I kept dropping his link. I'm pretty sure everybody is, but just in case, I will drop it once again.
Yeah. I mean, when I bought this bar, I got his email from LBS, and I emailed him, and he was very accommodating, extremely forthcoming. He did a lot of research for me and found out a lot of stuff. And then he told me, contact all Engelhard, and I did. And, didn't, end up as anything, but it is what it is. It's a great bar, and I learned a lot of the history,
He knows, he has the knowledge. And Dub C, speaking of knowledge, Dub C says the only YouTuber whose stack I'm genuinely jealous of.
Oh. Well, you haven't seen Vegas' stack. You've only seen what he shows you. You've only seen what he shows you.
Yeah, I have a lot hidden behind the scenes. That'd be a good toe-to-toe battle, Dub C and Silverstruck.
That would be fun, man. We gotta have them on. Maybe we could just shut up and sit back.
Yeah, let them chat.
That would be fun. Now we just gave
that was Silverstruck's first live stream, and it was an honor that he chose us to be his first live stream. I reached out to him, and we corresponded a couple of times, and at first he was a little hesitant, but then he said, "What the hell?" and he did it, which was very cool. Very nice of him. Very, very nice.
Extremely, yeah. Very accommodating. Thank you again, Silverstruck, if you're listening.
Yes, thank you very much.
And thank you, our loyal audience, man. You guys are awesome, man. We had over 30 people in here at one point. That was great. You guys are always in there. You're always backing us up, and thank you so much.
Yes, because without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. We might, but we'd just be talking to each other because we wouldn't have enough questions to keep asking.
Yeah, definitely.
We're not as smart as you are when it comes to some of this stuff. So it's always helpful when you guys ask questions and tell stories or whatever. We try. I try and do 2 setups so I can try and catch the chat. It's not always easy catching chat and throwing the chat comments in there because you don't want to interrupt the guest or interrupt each other. But we do always read the chat. I think Blue Collar goes back and watches it a little bit and watches the chat. I'm not for sure.
Well, when I'm hosting, I try to, because I try to highlight questions. Like I got West Texas Stacker up there right now saying, "Damn, we're all old, needing naps." He's right.
Listen, West Texas, I did 8 hours of work and I've been off of work for 5 hours and I have to be up in 3 hours. So I don't know. Put the math together on that one.
Sounds
And
like
then
you might need to talk to Dub C and get a little White Cross to get you through the day.
a cold brew. And he said he slammed a cold brew and was up for however long.
Yeah,
But that's my life. It's naps
yeah.
for now. So it's all right. It works.
No, it's all good. You know, when you did you find out any information about getting that new shift yet, or?
Man, it's work sucks. My bosses are crazy.
Yeah,
I wish I knew. Hopefully by the end of the year or the start of next year.
yeah,
Which would work. That would be it would put an end to this show, I think, unless depends on my days off.
yeah,
But well, this morning show. But it would work out better for everything else. It
yeah,
would be like 4 to noon shift, which I would like way better.
yeah. Well, maybe we could go on at 2 a.m.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It'll be
Like I said, depends on what my days off are. Mark Samuelson says a great week with coin sense and nonsense and Silverstruck. Thank you. Those were 2 big name guests that we were happy to land and excited to bring on the show for sure. Who is going to be in next week? Conqueror of Balls is wondering.
well. Monday we've got Gator from Gator's Coins, Golden Coins, Gator's Golden Coins. So Gator will be in here with us on Monday. He's an interesting character. If you're not subscribed to him, go over there and subscribe to him. He's got a good channel. Gator's Golden Coins. And then following Saturday, I'm not sure. We got to talk about that one.
Yeah, we haven't lined anybody up yet. If you're in the chat and you would be interested in being on, feel free to email Blue Collar or myself. Both of our emails are in our channel descriptions. Um, we're always looking. We're always looking to have guests up here,
Yeah,
and
the one
we were running through the numbers recently because I want to put a little thank you video together. And doing 2 shows a week, we have gone through a lot of guests.
Yeah.
And we're not opposed to having guests on multiple times, and we've done it. But if there's any guests out there that you guys would like to see on, like to have us, like to us to have on the show, either reach out, email, and let us know, or maybe reach out to them and say, "Hey, will you go on these knuckleheads show? We'd like to hear from you."
Yeah.
That'd be cool. So, just
So
thoughts.
Sobriety and Silver actually we got to talk too because we still haven't set up a date, and then Becky wanted to come on. So there was a couple of people that we could definitely have on next Saturday, hopefully.
Oh
But
yeah, that's true.
Sobriety and Silver made a point. He says, "Oh no, not Gator, LOL." He went off on his subscribers in one of his videos. That's kind of what I like about him. He's like he's on the edge, man. He's not afraid to say what needs to be said, or maybe even what doesn't need to be said. He's pretty interesting that way. I think he'll be a fun guest.
Dub C, thanks for being here. You were in here a long time today. Appreciate it. I hope you I saw you had your 3rd notebook out, so you were taking notes. Appreciate it for all the support you do for us, man. Appreciate you, pal. Sobriety and Silver, you're talking about people that went off on their subscribers. There was another YouTuber that has recently gone off on their subscribers. And anyway, so Sobriety and Silver, would you maybe you can do next Saturday? Would you want to do next Blue Collar? Would that be a possibility?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Sobriety and Silver, you want in for next Saturday morning?
What is today's date? That would be the 2nd.
Yeah, I think
that
so.
would be on your channel. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be yeah, that'd be the 2nd.
Yeah.
So if you are interested, Sobriety, yeah, all right, there we go.
All right.
Sobriety and Silver, you are in for August 2nd.
August 2nd. There you go. Boom. Just like that.
Very nice. That helps.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That helps the
in the
week.
month of August, should we tell them about your situation or?
Yeah, so I've decided to step away from this live stream. I will no longer be doing it. Oh no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'll be pursuing other opportunities.
There was a
Um,
wave of panic right there. I felt it.
yeah, you can see all the comments. Oh no. So anyway, in August, let's see. One, two, I think 3 Mondays I will be out and a Saturday I will be out.
Yep.
But no fear, blue collar will be here.
Yep. And we're probably what we're gonna do is what I'm gonna do is I'll have like a guest host on, and maybe or maybe not a straight guest. You know what I mean? So I'll probably pick 4 different guest hosts, and then we'll line up a guest with that person. So it'll be one will be in a role of a host, and the other will be in the role of a guest. That's probably what I'm thinking about doing.
And most likely I'll be in the chat. It's just 1 week a year that I like to spend with family. So
Sounds like a whole damn month to me. 4 days.
Well, the one
No, you
okay,
don't have to
so
explain to me. I know exactly what you're doing.
one Monday is with family, one Saturday is with family. One Monday is with my wife when I get back because we'll be apart for a week and you got to do the wife thing. And then the following Monday is another day with the wife to celebrate my birthday. So
Nice.
that's what it is. Nothing against you guys in chat, nothing against you, blue collar, nothing against YouTube, but life is life and you got to live it.
Absolutely.
So, but I'm not for sure. Monday I might do a show. I might hop in as the usual role on Monday. I still can't decide yet. Depends on what's going on when I'm hanging with my brother and everything. So maybe I'll go live from his deck.
Yeah, yeah. So Sobriety and Silver wants to know who went off in their stream.
Yeah, I think you were in there.
You might have been.
I think you were in there. Liberty Bleeds went off on his stream. On his Liberty Bleeds went off on his subscribers.
Well, not on all of them, just
all of them. On one
guy,
of them.
The one guy, he had it coming.
On one of them.
Yeah. You know, he was a little upset that morning.
He was on edge that morning. And well, I don't know if it was just the one subscriber pissed him off and he told him to piss off. Which, hey, it's understandable. Life gets that way sometimes.
It does.
Hey, where'd you find that on? Whatnot?
Oh, this is my wife, man. My wife buys these freaking things. She buys these like marble crystal tower things, and
it's like 10. It's got to be 10 pounds. This thing.
It ain't 10 pounds.
5 pounds?
Maybe.
I mean, troy ounces. We don't do things in pounds around here. It's troy ounces.
This is true. Yep, this is true.
For grams.
Grams is good. Grams will work.
We're like drug dealers. Grams and ounces, okay?
Here, you got a package.
Oh, I got a package?
It's probably from one another.
Oh, you were down at the P.O. box.
Yes.
I got 2 pieces of community mail. Let me show that real quick. I'm not going to open them right now, but I'm going to just show them so that I'll do a video, maybe even a live stream. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it as a live. The other day I did a live stream. I know a lot of you saw it. I was going through boxes and boxes of stuff. But I got a piece from World Money Wins.
Nice. I forgot he emailed me.
Jeff Rubin.
World Money Wins asked me for my address, and I haven't emailed him back yet.
Gotcha. Tell him they could always send. Oh, no, you got your P.O. box going. I was going to. Oh, Silver and Cigars. I meant to ask him if he got his package. Damn it.
I did ask him. I don't know if he answered.
Oh, I did. That's right. I did type it in the chat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if he ever got it. All right, I
Check the
guess
tracking.
I'll email him.
Sprite and Silver. Okay, you skipped my question from way earlier. With the serial number being on the left of that bar, does it increase the value significantly? Oh, I'm sorry, Sobriety and Silver. I did see you ask that question, and I meant to jump in there with that question, but I think we got sidetracked by a squirrel.
Yeah. No, the upshot is though that it supposedly does, but I can't find any information on it. So I don't know. You'd have to go to like I think Silverstruck said Mineral X. There's probably good information on there, but I would imagine if it's rarer than serial number right, that it would be more valuable, but I couldn't tell you.
I
But
tell you, just the little bit of nuance, like the little bit of differences make so much difference in this stuff.
it does, yeah. Yeah. Like he was saying, there was like 3 like anomalies on this particular one, the serial number. It's got a pretty low serial number too. 00 2499. It's a cool serial number. And then it's got on the backside, it's got a reverse impression of a 99. So somehow that happened. I don't know how, but go figure. It's a cool bar though.
It is a cool bar. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna go back to the coin show on Sunday.
No, you're not going today?
No, hell no, I'm not going today.
No.
I haven't gotten any. I haven't slept, and then the wife gets home at noon, so we'll do lunch. We'll have lunch, and then hang out for a bit, and then it'll be another nap before work.
Do you know what vendor that is from Whatnot? Comes from Vegas, so I don't know. No, it's not yours. I know that, but honestly, I don't know what's in there. I almost want to rip it open right now. Nah,
Is that Nevada? Is that Nevada coin?
NCJE on Flamingo Road in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's Nevada coin.
Is it really?
I believe so.
I don't remember ever buying. Maybe it's a giveaway. Oh, I wonder what I got. Give me a second. Let me get a pair of scissors. Keep the people entertained. Let me get scissors.
You guys are gonna see it here live. He doesn't know. He's on Whatnot so much he doesn't even know what the hell he gets in. He's doing live streams. His wife picking up his mail. He doesn't even know what the hell he's getting in from Whatnot. What he's won, what he's ordered, what he's bought.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it was an upgraded giveaway on a lot of these different streams. I actually won giveaways, and I don't even know what the hell they are.
Maybe it's a 2024 penny.
I don't know. We'll see. Slice the top.
Keizu Bullion's on right now? What the hell?
Yeah, they're on twice a day now. All right, here we go.
24 hours a day. They just have shifts.
Interior packaging. It actually feels. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
What is this?
Oh.
It's round. Let me see.
Emerson says it's a keeper.
Oh no, this is actually high roller set. Oh, what the hell is? Oh, Nevada coin. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Nevada coin.
Yeah.
And you haven't been there yet. We'll go there in October when you're out.
Let's do that. Are they the ones on Eastern?
No, they're on Flamingo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a nice copper piece.
Yeah, that's not a terrible giveaway.
That was a giveaway?
That was a giveaway.
Oh shit, you did all right.
Oh wait, maybe I did a spin. Hold on.
No, that looks like a spin prize.
See, look, cost 0.
Oh shit, you did all right then.
That's freebie.
Nice.
Bookmark all shows. Yeah, this was a giveaway. You know what? This might have been one where you mindlessly enter the giveaway, and I didn't even know I won it.
When you get up to pee in the middle of the night?
Could be, man. Could be.
And you win a Morgan or something?
I did that last night. I got up and I won something. I can't remember what I won.
You wanna
Oh, it was on Pyroman Jim. You ever do Pyroman Jim?
Oh, I've seen them.
I won the giveaway, and then because you won the giveaway, you get free shipping. So I took a spin and I waited, and I got like a 5-gram like dinosaur thing, something like this. But it was something else, 5-gram Godzilla or something. I don't know.
I think I got another whatnot package. It's supposed to be. Oh yeah, it's in transit.
Oh yeah.
When do I get that?
I got a bunch
More
of
grams.
What is it?
More grams.
Look, this is my wife. All these 5-gram pieces. Boxes. These are, I guarantee you, these are all from Power Man.
Those usually do well on whatnot.
They sell pretty well, but if you don't rip them, if you rip them, then they're worthless because some of them could be, it's 5 grams of silver, but some of them could be like gilded, and then there's like another one that's worth more. I don't know why, but it's worth more. So they sell for about $15, believe it or not. So
Mark Samuelson said, I just got a package today with 4 Engelhard ounces of silver and an Engelhard 1-gram gold bar.
Whoa.
Nice.
Damn. Baller.
Nice.
Nice. That's right.
Nice.
That's awesome.
James Rio says, gimme. My name is effing Jimmy. Bootsy, I found a couple 40%ers this morning that I thought I lost a while back, so that was cool. Hey, so it's like you bought some couple 40%ers.
Yeah.
That's a win-win.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, look, I got 77 1-gram buffaloes.
Oh, little rounds, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked up 50 1-gram Valcambis the other day over at the coin shop.
Like this?
Yeah, 50 of those. Oh, did you
Like
get
an
that?
itty bitty little thing?
Did you get that from me?
No. I got that along with 2 2024 pennies.
Gotcha.
Yeah, got it. You know where those came from.
I do. I do know where it came from. Man, I want to open this up.
What is it? Open it up. Sorry, I was trying to. Oh, that A-Mark wrapper?
Yeah, it's not sealed. There's no air inside of it, so it's unsealed. And I got a 10-ounce bar capsule. I could pop this right in that. What do you think? Should I do it?
Yeah,
No?
what the heck? Why not? It's not like I mean, is it even vintage? I mean,
Well, they say it is, but who cares anyway? I got this for Melt, man. I got this for $330 like a month ago when silver dropped. I'm doing it right now.
it's yours. Do what you want with it.
I'm doing it.
James Real says got $5 in Barber dimes here today, thanks to SD Bullion.
All
I
right.
got Monument Metals is supposed to be sending me out a roll of dimes.
Let's see what this thing looks like because the plastic was ate up. Damn, this thing is nice, dude.
MCSs.
Look how nice that is.
Hold on, I'm checking on my order. Yeah, that is nice.
The plastic was so shitty plastic.
Janky ass plastic. That plastic's ancient.
Give that a little dipski and clear that right up.
I was gonna say, give it a little dipski.
Oh, that's a nice bar, man. I'm gonna put that in the capsule today.
The Monument Metals has approved they took my money out right away.
Yeah.
And then it's waited and it finally got approved and they still haven't shipped it. Ship me my shit, man.
It's annoying. That was the same thing, and I love Keizu, but I wired the money to them on a Tuesday, and I literally just got the product this Thursday. It took 10 days. No, 9 days. So you wire the money on Tuesday and you don't get the shit till the following Thursday. It's like, why did I bother wiring it?
Dude, when I looked to wire it, it was like $20 or something. I forgot. I told you how much it was. It wasn't cheap.
No, it's not cheap.
Something stupid. Mellow Metal was actually pretty fast once I finally figured out the process.
Yeah.
I think they shipped it out like the next day because of the third-party e-check program they use.
Oh yeah, that's what they told me too. They said, oh, what's it called? What's the name of the service?
I had to pay like $35 to be able to use this shit.
You mean, is it a one-time fee though?
No, you buy checks.
Yeah, but is it a one-time deal, or you got to pay $35 every time you use it?
No, it's just that. I think it's just that you buy like a number of checks.
Okay.
So it's like $35 for like 50 checks or something.
Oh, all right.
I can't remember. I don't even know where the hell that. Oh, that sucks because I sort of need to know that in case I ever use them again,
Yeah.
which I will eventually, maybe someday. Where'd that go?
You
Oh,
lost it.
Deluxe. It's called Deluxe
Oh,
E-Check.
deluxe check. Yeah.
Deluxe.com.
Yes. And that supposedly clears right away. I guess they base that on your credit references and what have not. And
Well, you link your bank account to it, so they just yank it right out of there.
yeah, but why is it that Deluxe can do that, but yet, you can send an e-check. Usually, I like when I buy stuff from Golden State. If I send an e-check to Golden State, it still takes a week to clear.
Yeah. And I forgot how to do this shit. Yeah, you buy a certain amount of checks or whatever.
Yeah. All right, dude, we're at 2.5 hours. You need to go to sleep. These guys
All right,
want to
brother.
get here.
Everybody, thank you for being here. James Rio, Sobriety and Silver. James Rio, it's James Rio Bootsy. Mark Samuelson, thank you as always. Victor De La Rez, I got that copper on a giveaway from them. Also, beautiful poker chip. Hey, there you go. Cool. The average Jane says no 2AM streaming. We're down to 9 people anyway, so if I missed your name, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And we already told you who was coming up.
So Victor. Are you the guy that won the gold gram in in our game, me and Average Jane? Because we had a guy named Victor that won. Yeah, I mean Victor's a common name, so probably not you, but you were a Whatnot guy, and I don't know how many Victors there are on Whatnot, but figure maybe it's possible.
Let's see.
All right, that's it.
He's not a YouTuber.
No, but that doesn't mean anything.
True. Alrighty, guys. Thank you, guys. Sobriety and Silver will be here next Saturday, bright and early with us. And Monday night will be Gator coins and bullion and
Gator golden coins. Get it right. He's gonna yell at you.
Oh, Jerry, think everybody yells at me.
All right, brother.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk at you on Monday evening.
Take care, everyone. We're going off. We're out. I'm clicking it
Later.
right now. Goodbye, everybody.